There's one 100% guarantee about life. Your life will eventually end. It's a morbid thought, but very, very real eventuality that we will experience death. It's literally when our body ends up in a box. The analogy needed, a box 6 feet under. Death is a great equalizer in life. It's the one thing that we cannot avoid. But death isn't the end of the story. The resurrection of Jesus gives us the ability to live beyond our funeral. No one else in history has predicted their death at the same point predicted their resurrection from death. Not only did Jesus say it was going to happen, there were 500 witnesses who saw the resurrected Jesus and verified it as a historical fact. We read in Luke chapter 24, verse 1 to 12. But very early on a Sunday morning, the woman went to the tomb, taking the spices that they had prepared. They found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. So they went in, and they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. As they stood there puzzled, 2 men suddenly appeared to them, clothed in dazzling robes. The women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground. And then the men asked, "Why are you looking among the dead for someone who is alive? He isn't here. He is risen from the dead. Remember what he told you back in Galilee. The Son of Man was betrayed into the hands of sinful men and crucified, and that he would rise again on the 3rd day." Then they remembered that he had said this. So they rushed back to the tomb, from the tomb, to tell his 11 disciples and everyone else what had happened. It was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and several other women who told the apostles what happened. But the story sounded like nonsense to the men, so they didn't believe it. However, Peter jumped up and ran back to the tomb to look. Stopping, he peered in and realized that the tomb was empty and the linen wrappings were there, and he went home again wondering what happened. The resurrection of Jesus Christ ranks as history's most revolutionary event. One cannot deny that it shook the world even to this day, and that his life just has dramatically changed the course of history in our time. The resurrection is the final proof that Jesus Christ is who he claimed to be. Because of the resurrection, Jesus offers us help for today and hope for tomorrow. So here's a question. What does it mean for us that the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead is the same Spirit that lives within us? That the same Spirit that gave life to Jesus' dead body gives us life even to this day. God is wanting to unbox you from being boxed in by death. He wants you to know that there is hope and that there is life and there is resurrection even for you today. And so here's a challenge. To consider Easter. Consider the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Consider what Jesus has done for you. And allow that gospel truth, the good news, to sink into your heart and to your mind.